All right, Steins Gate Zero has a bunch of problems. I guess the best way of putting it is that Steins Gate Zero is just a bunch of lost potential. Just the way that Steins Gate Zero turned out, I think is very disappointing. However, what I'm talking about is the visual novel, right? So if we can see some of these issues I'm going to bring up here trying to get fixed in the anime, you know, I would really want to see that. There are good things that I really like. A new character called Mako. She's really great. She's almost like the Kurisu stand-in. She's similarly like dry and not that affectionate and funny in certain ways, and you know she's also different, which is great. She's not just Kurisu, but different color hair. You know, so she's a great character. She holds her own. Without her, the game would be a lot worse. Okabe does hold up in this. He's the same character he was in the first game, just in a different situation, which I really appreciated. He's consistent. A mechanic in this work in the VN where you have to play through one route before you can get to the true route, which is the reason that that's the case is that Okabe essentially needs to get his groove back. You know, Austin Power style. Someone stole his mojo. He needs to get it back. Then once he's done that, he can send himself a text message back in the past, and that'll let him get to the true ending. I think that's a great mechanic. I love that idea. And I think that they should definitely be doing that in the anime. There's several paths in the anime, and like I swear to God, if they do any of them, but the main that one and then the main ending, I would be baffled. Like some of the endings are really bad. Like I can get into them, and I'm not sure if I will. I think I'll mention them. I have a freaking thing on my heel. It super hurts, guys. I don't know what else to say. You may or may not know at this point, but Kurisu's dead in this story. You know, at the end of Steins Gate, you save her, and everything works out, and it's beautiful. And Okabe and Kurisu, the two best characters in this work, continue their amazing relationship. But in this, Okabe fails to save Kurisu. Kurisu's such a fucking good character, right? We can't not have Kurisu. We can't have a Steins Gate without Kurisu. So we don't have a Steins Gate without Kurisu. We have Kurisu, who is an AI in his phone. Kurisu is like a neuroscientist, and the lab she's in back in America, they made an AI consciousness, and one of those AI consciousness, like Kurisu scanned her brainwaves, and then they uploaded it and they made an AI consciousness out of her, and you can talk to her. That's a great premise. I love that. You know, these are the sort of things that we explore when we see an episode of Black Mirror. It's very exciting. It's rich for discovering themes, going into various ideas. You know, I would get excited about trying to write that, but this is where kind of things end, because they do basically nothing interesting with that. Like that's really where the good stuff ends. I mean, like, it's not bad. I would give the work an 8 out of 10. Like, but saying that, like, when you're doing an 8 out of 10 following a 10 out of 10, like, I would say that fucking Steins Gate is a seminal work in the medium of visual novels. Okay. This character right here, this is Kagari. You're gonna learn lots about her when you watch the anime. But when you see this character, you know, what do you think? We got Mako here, we got Kurisu here, we got Kagari. What is she? She looks like Kurisu's kid. What? Why'd she have that red hair? Or chestnut brown hair, whatever it is. Why does she look like? She's no reason. It's just a fucking coincidence. It makes no fucking sense at all. And Suzuha's mom. Oh, still don't get me like this. There's just so many problems with these side characters that they try and like mess with your expectation. It just never works. I'm getting amped up about this. I was trying to do like a low energy anime review. You know what I mean, guys? Like, this is like a Guilty Gear channel. I'm trying to do like a little cool low energy thing, but I'm starting to think about this working, and I'm just like getting fucking amped up. It's too much. It's just a mess. You know, Suzuha, she's from the future. She's Daru's daughter. Daru's that big fat otaku guy, if you guys remember that guy. We meet her mom, but her mom is not actually her mom. Her mom actually went overseas at the beginning of the story, and this person who's like throughout the whole thing, that the whole story is posing as Suzuha's mom, is actually a secret agent who was like lives in was like a clone, or like put in a vat or some shit, and then like has gone through to like infiltrate their friend group to like hang out with Suzuha. So this is like actually the crux of the issue, and it's the way that visual novels get written. They have multiple writers writing multiple endings. Whoever had Suzuha and his mom in mind, when he wrote the character, and he had the character designer, what's his name, Huke. He had Huke character designer, and they put all this stuff together. Like, they didn't have this shit in mind, but they had to hand it off. Like, okay, I, as the main writer or whatever, I can't handle every single ending. Like, I'm gonna handle the main ending. I'm gonna handle the main characters. I'm gonna pass off this character as like a side character, and you're gonna find out what's super interesting about her. And this guy, he found nothing that's super interesting about her. He wrote something that was dog shit, and they had to publish it. So I guarantee you that is not going to be an ending that ends up in the anime, because this is kind of the same thing that happened with the original Steins Gate. Like, the Ferris ending was like, and the Luca ending was like, I'm doing like a fucking H3 face thinking about the Luca ending. you get Luca pregnant and you have a child. Luca's a man and he becomes a woman somehow because his mom eats vegetables in the past. I'm sorry, that's fucking dumb. Like, I'm thankful that when they cut dumb shit from the source material. You know, these fucking weebs that are like, no, you must worship the source material for what it is. No, in the original Steins visual novel, like, now, remember the Mr. Braun's child? It has like a fucking yandere psycho moment where she stabs Okabe with a knife. It's like crazy, and it's like, whoa, where did this come from? Like, we're just trying to shock the audience so bad that we're throwing logic out the window. It's terrible, and they didn't do it in this anime because they knew it was terrible. So, you know, at least we have precedent for like fixing the work. The biggest problem with this work, and I think the biggest problem that we're gonna fix, and this is like, actually, I need to put a timestamp here. This is actually like the most important part of this video. Like, so what we need to fix with this is that in the visual novel, when you're interacting with Kurisu, remember she's like an AI on your phone, and in the previous game, like, the main mechanic was like you pull out the phone and you send a text message back into the past, and depending on whether or not you send a text message, you can change the future and get to one of the various endings. Really nice feature. We've got with Steins Gate Zero is instead you pull out your phone and you can talk to Kurisu, and based on whether or not you talk to her, the future changes. Now, the reason that that happens in many cases is because, like, the institute that gives you the AI Kurisu is actually, like, tapping your phone. As a mechanic, it works. So we can pull out Kurisu, we can talk to her, and that's the main mechanic. Great. She also, like, will come out of your phone, like, and talk to you. She'll call you, and you'll answer it on your own on several, like, important points. You can pull out your phone by hitting a button. You'll have a little special scene with her that, like, it puts a pause in the dialogue that you're having with, like, the main storyline, right? And you pull her out and you talk to her and you have a little scene and you put her away and then the game continues, okay? The problem is that when you pull her out, none of these scenes that happen with her are interesting or important at all. It's all just, like, side dialogue, like when you fucking are in Final Fantasy and you, like, talk to a random NPC in town. Yeah, every time that NPC is Kurisu, who's the most important character in the first game, sure, that's fine, but it's never relevant to the plot and it doesn't ever have anything interesting to say. Here's every conversation. He loves Kurisu and she's dead, and here she is talking to her. He's like, oh, remember when we did XYZ thing? And she's like, well, no, what are you talking about? Because I'm not that Kurisu that you know. And he's like, oh, okay. Having that conversation one time makes total sense, and it's like, oh, he's sad. Like, that's how it should be, you know. That happens in fucking Black Mirror. That same thing happens in Black Mirror. Here's another problem. Like, it's really hard to express this in, like, a video, but it's really easy to feel when you're playing the game. Like, once you've pulled out the phone a couple times and you're not having these boring conversations with Kurisu, like, you stop pulling it out because there's nothing happening. Like, nothing changes because you pull out the phone to talk to her. None of the conversations are all that interesting. I'm not personally like a completionist that needs to see, like, every single aspect of the dialogue. So you stop doing it, and then so Kurisu stops existing in this game. Like, Kurisu and Okabe are the glue that holds Steins Gate together, and she just stops existing if you don't pull her out. That's fucking horrible. So number one is that I need to see the anime fix this, is that, like, of course, this has to happen because, like, there's no ability to pull your phone out or not, is how they handle Kurisu. Like, what scenes are we going to show with Kurisu when we pull her out and we talk to her on the phone? Are we going to show Okabe have his grief about, like, oh, I shouldn't be talking to her, or I shouldn't be trying to replace this girl I couldn't save with an AI, rather than just, like, telling the player about it constantly? The fact that she is an AI consciousness, like, kind of a few times, like, is played with in a cool way. Like, there's an ending where someone overrides, like, Kurisu, and she, like, starts talking to you like she has no personality. And well, guess what? I was just actually me, Kurisu, pretending to have my personality overridden and being a robot. And then, like, it actually happens, and you see it, like, and it's kind of, like, a little scary. Oh, shit, we've taken this beloved character and we've, like, overridden her personality, and she's, like, gonna give us codes or whatever. Then there's another part where, you know, she's still posting on 2chan. Like, that's kind of a funny little character trait. And we find it, like, Okabe starts, like, kind of taunt her on there a little bit at one point, and then she, like, goes fucking wild and hacks 2chan, and, like, it's all, every single page, like, post is written on there on 2chan is like, where are you, Okabe, where, blah, blah, and it's like, that's scary and cool and interesting because, like, she's an AI consciousness and she can do that. But there's not nearly enough of that. We do it a little bit, but we don't do anything else that's, like, really that interesting with her being an AI. It's more, feels to me more about the fact that, like, oh, Kurisu is a really popular character and everyone loves her and everyone wants to see her, and she's dead in the way that we've set up the story. Okay, you know, we can bring her back. We'll bring her back as an AI and you can pull her out on your phone and it'd be cool. But it just doesn't really work that way. They need to address this somehow and making the phone conversations you have with her way more interesting in the anime. There's a few scenes where, like, there's one scene where you accidentally jump to a timeline where she's still alive and you kiss her, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a very touching scene. That kind of scene doesn't carry your plot along. It's just more like, it's kind of like a fan service scene, like, oh my god, they're together again, thank god, and they love each other. Like, okay, good, it was a good scene. Scenes like that cannot carry this work forward. There's just so much, like, random shit. Okabe a few times accidentally jumps into, like, a World War III timeline, and we see, like, Ferris and Mayuri in military fatigues, and it's like, why is this happening? Like, it doesn't really foreshadow anything interesting. It feels more to me about like, hey, we need to show fucking Ferris and Mayuri in military fatigues. Look, we gotta show her in military fatigues because she's cute. Oh, that's Luca actually. Luca looks the same. He looks the same as Ferris, especially Ferris. Like, look, we gotta show him in military fatigues. Like, she's had like 4 lines of dialogue in her military fatigues. It was like so out of place. And I'm worried that Kurisu is not going to deliver on what people's expectations are, and all the characters that are filling the space of Kurisu are not going to deliver either. Like I said, Mako's a great character, but I'm really worried. So I want to end this by talking a bit about Kagari and what I think happened with her, because I think that most people who see Steins Gate Zero anime are going to see like this massive problem with this character. Nothing about her is interesting. Like, she just randomly fucking looks like Kurisu, like Kurisu's child. What I think happened with this character is that there was like a proto development phase where they were doing art and they were having ideas, and they came up with like a child, something happened in the future where she comes back, like a person that is clearly related to Kurisu somehow was in the future and comes back. Like, there's some really great CGs where Suzuha and Kagari are coming back from the future, and it's clearly the child version of this character that the writers and the devs were most interested in doing, because there's nothing else about her art, or like no one else really gets like child versions, like, and in the future no one else gets variants of their character drawn except for Daru that are meaningfully different at all. Like, Okabe looks the exact same, Mako looks the exact same. What I think happened was that like they had an idea that this was either Kurisu's daughter, or I thought when I was reading, I thought it was gonna be Kurisu's mom actually. Like, and she was from like way in the future or whatever, and they like brought her back, or it's like they took her too far back, and then that's how they. But anyway, whatever idea they had, they like clearly didn't follow through with it, and so it left a hole in the story, or whatever it is, whatever phase in development it was. And they kept the art, and they were like, we'll do this with her, and it'll kind of work. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. Like, this character is totally out of place. Wherever they patchwork her in, she's got no personality. She's not interesting. In several routes, she's just like, oh, she's hanging out with Mayuri today, because Mayuri ends up being her mom in the future. It's a whole clusterfuck. Anyway, they need to not focus on this character. Yeah, let me just give you the fucking cliff notes for how this anime needs to be for it to be a 10 out of 10. I hope it is a 10 out of 10. I really like the original Steins Gate, so they need to de-emphasize Kagari. Whatever they do with her, like, they can't do anything that's great with her. Show her as a kid, show her in these scenes when she's in the time machine and she's upset, and show her call Mayuri mother. Like, those are the only good parts about the whole thing, because she's like this adult Onesan looking woman calling Mayuri, who's cute and kawaii as shit, and calling her mom. It's like, oh, it's cute, okay. Focus on Mako. Focus on the 2 routes where Okabe getting his groove back. He sends a text back to himself saying save the future, and then go through the true ending. True ending is like just it's not great, like a mid-quel ending which doesn't really answer any questions, and then we see this old Okabe go back, and it's just like, okay. Maybe they have the ability to like improve that if they want to. I have no idea what they would do. I don't know what the next Steins Gate work is going to be. Steins Gate Zero, disappointing. Still decent. Like, I know it's weird to like call something disappointing and then give it an 8 out of 10, but like that's just how it is. Like, Steins Gate the original was just like so good. Everything about it was good. The story was good. The characters were good. The main mechanic was good. Like, it's so good. The art was good. Everything about it. The tone, the music. It's just great. It's slow, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Throw that shit out of the way. It's slow. It's slow. For like 6 episodes, it wasn't like, buckle your seatbelt, holy fuck, the plot's super interesting. Don't give a fuck. It's good. Steins Gate Zero, it opens way stronger. It's like, it throws so much shit at you, and it's like, oh my god, this is so promising. I can't wait. I got my dick in my hand. I'm ready. What do you got for me? And then it's just like, it just lets go, and it's like, oops, sorry. Not today. Not tonight, honey. Thanks for watching this ramble. I hope it answers some questions. I need to get this on the books before Steins Gate Zero anime comes out, because I'm going to be fucking livid if a bunch of anime reviewers come out and say the same shit that I've been thinking my whole life. So, alright, thanks for watching. Bye.